Hi, buddy. Jeff here, and I'm going to answer this question. This comes up so often on in a lot of the different the kind of the LinkedIn groups and even Facebook groups that are about translation, localization, and globalization, and all these things. And the 1990, then 2000s we call it GILT, right? GILT. Um, the whole thing of people like trying to explain, what is localization? Stop trying. Just stop trying. Stop trying to explain it to normal people. Normal people aren't going to understand it. I mean, and you're trying to beat a dead horse. Just say it's translation. Yeah, it's different than localization. But just say it's translation. It's cultural translation. Just say it. Um, it makes it easier to understand for people. The goal is not to try to make things complicated. And the more things you make it complicated for people, the more they're not going to understand it. And I finally realized this after many years of being in this field. I just found simpler ways to say it. I just say I do computer generated translation, computer assisted translation. I made a whole video about all the different props and things I use to explain what I do. And phones and earbuds and dictionaries. I use physical objects. I do this electronically, right? I just turn them into electronic apps. So for the full translation thing and localization, don't try to explain what localization is, because when you say localization, people, what kind of like, are you making maps and stuff? I mean, you got this all the time. Because localization is actually from map, geolocalization, geolocation, okay? Geolocation and it exists, right? Especially in some languages. It's called geolocalization to other languages, right? I just stopped trying to explain it. I just say it's translation, and we do all kinds of different levels of it, and they're different, kind of like, you know, food and stuff. Well, hey, water, where you buy the water, it's more expensive. You buy it in different hotels and restaurants and train stations and stuff than if you pour it out of the tap or if you buy it at the store, right? It's just different cost. Same bottle of water. Just do the same thing. Just find other ways to find simpler ways to explain things. People want simple ways to explain things. If you're spending 10 times at a wedding trying to explain what you do, not getting the message across. Say you got to make it simpler. And if you just say that you do translation and you do kind of apps kind of stuff and app translation or games translation, you don't have to call it localization. You don't have to. That's for you. If you feel it, you need to call it localizations, because you need to be able to explain what you're doing. But most people don't technically care. They just want something easy. A plumber, people, the whole jokers are like people, garbage collectors call them, surface technicians and stuff. I mean, plumbers can come up with new fancy names too, but that's what they do. They unclog toilets, right? But they make a lot of money doing it. So I would say don't try to over-engineer this thing. Just call it translation. And just qualify a little bit. But don't get into the word localization. It's going to confuse people. Add another word is not going to help. Okay? Been there, done it for 30 years. 30 plus years. And I just came back saying, I work in computer-generated translation. I just make apps. Just the easy way to do it. And a lot more people understand what I do, including my family and my friends and my extended family. Everybody understands what I do now. Whereas before, it was kind of complicated. So, that's it.